Hello everyone, I'm Grego, and this is the Yes We Are Open podcast. This week, I'm in Oakville, Ontario, just under 40 kilometers west of Toronto, along the shore of Lake Ontario. Oakville has the distinction of being Ontario's largest town. Its designation as a town was news to me. After all, Oakville's population is over 200,000, which ranks it at number 11 in Ontario's most populated cities. It turns out population has nothing to do whether you have a city or a town. It all depends on how your municipal government is incorporated. And Oakville is indeed incorporated as a town, apparently to preserve its small town feel and close-knit community. So there's your civics lesson for this week. According to their website, Oakville is home to 3 distinct business areas. Bronte Village, which is well known for its marine heritage, shops, and award-winning dining options. Downtown Oakville, an upscale lakeside shopping district rich in historical character. And Kerr Village, a trendy and eclectic destination for niche foodies and hobbyists alike. Kerr Village provides that mix of small-town Oakville feel and urban revitalization. And that's where I am today, walking north along Kerr Street, just past West Side Drive, headed to the subject of this week's story, the Sweetest Thing Bakery. The light blue facade of the Sweetest Thing Bakery helps it stand out to folks walking by. As I entered, the first thing I noticed was the sweet smell of the sweets.
Hi. Looking for Erin?
Yeah, just mentioned something with her on the phone.
The inside is as brightly colored as the outside, with all the various cakes, cupcakes, and cookies on display. There's a quiet buzz of activity happening behind the counter on this late fall Thursday afternoon.
Hi, Erin?
Yes, I'm Erin. Nice to meet you.
You too.
That's Erin, the owner. She shows me around a small, well-appointed kitchen in the back and leads me downstairs to the break room where I set up for our interview.
Hi, my name is Erin Nocent, and I'm the owner of The Sweetest Thing.
When did the Sweetest Thing open?
We opened our bricks and mortar in 2018, but The Sweetest Thing was around before that. I used to do cakes and cupcakes just out of my home kitchen for sort of friends and family.
When did that start?
That started when my oldest child was born. So he was born in 2009. When my mat leave was over, instead of going back to work, I just decided to stay home and make cakes during nap time. And I just got busier and busier.
And what was work before that? What were you doing?
Oh, work was always in a bakery. So before that, I worked at a friend from baking school. She had her own bakery in Etobicoke, so not too far from here. So I worked there with her. And then before that, I was a pastry chef for a catering company here in Oakville. So basically, it's just been restaurants my whole life. Before that, I was a waitress during university.
You mentioned baking school. Where'd you go to school?
I went to George Brown in Toronto. Yeah.
Big culinary program there?
Yeah. So when I went, the baking program was only like a 1-year program. Now I think it's 2 or 3, but it was really great. I went to university before that for sociology, but it wasn't really my passion, if you will. So I finished that and then went to college for a year. So my first child was very good at sleeping during nap times, and he was fine to patiently sit while I decorated cakes.
Oh, you had one of those, did you?
Yes. So the first one was pretty chill.
Yeah.
My second child never wanted to nap ever.
I had 2 of those.
Oh, okay. So that's also when you have 5 cakes to make for the next day and your kid's not taking a single nap all day and then doesn't want to go to bed till 11 o'clock. So you can't start your work until midnight. It got to be a bit much. So when he was about 1.5, we were just walking down this main street. There was a place for lease and we were like, we should open a bakery. So with 0 plans or money, we signed the lease for this place. The renovation took about a year, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my husband did it with a friend of his. And like I had a 1.5-year-old and a 6-year-old. So I was pretty busy with that. And
so you're carrying a lease for a year while you're renovating?
Yeah. So that was not great. We got a couple months for free when we renovated, but it took longer. Honestly, we wanted it to be perfect and beautiful. And we did the exterior storefront in the beautiful blue color. So we got a grant through the town of Oakville. They were running like a beautify the neighborhood type of thing. So that was super helpful for that.
Yeah.
But again, like my husband just built all that. And when we opened it, like we had no idea what it was going to be like. It was just me and my husband Scott working here to start. So we both did everything and it was pretty busy right off the bat. People that were already my customers coming to check it out or just new people checking out the new place in town. And then, it just got busier to the point where we had to hire someone. So we ended up hiring people to help out on Saturday only. And now we have staff all the time, obviously. I can't be here every minute of the day.
How many staff do you have total?
We have about 11 staff right now. And we have another baker now and a cake decorator. 9 of them are part-time, like high school students. So we've got a bunch of girls that come in and work after school and on the weekends. And actually my oldest son works here now too. So he was there from the beginning and now he works on Saturdays.
Let's talk about the name for a second. The Sweetest Thing. Named after the song, the movie, or what?
No, neither. I mean, we came up with the name when I was still just working from home. So it wasn't like I put a ton of thought into it. I used to just make my own logo and I would change it every year or two as I wanted to because I'm not a logo designer by any means. So we just came up with it, my husband and I, and I'm sure some friends brainstormed what to call it, The Sweetest Thing. Obviously, could be like the song, definitely not the movie. But now, when we went to open the storefront, I guess we could have changed the name to something that we put way more thought into, but I was like, you know what, let's just keep it the same. That's what people know me as, and we had the domain and all that jazz. So we just ran with that, and it's been pretty good. Reception was great, I think. I'm sure the local paper did like a little article on it. We had lots of people come in and share it on like their Instagram or Facebook or whatever back then. We get influencers that come in and they'll film reels and tag us, or there was one the other day where she was just shopping up and down Kerr Street, all the great places. But everybody was really welcoming to having a bakery on Kerr Street. There wasn't a bakery on Kerr Street before that. And even just a place to get freshly baked cookies and cakes and cupcakes. Sometimes like the bigger places, maybe it's not all made from scratch in-house, but we definitely pride ourselves on using the best ingredients and doing it all like by hand, which you can like definitely taste the difference.
Yeah. Those darn influencers and content creators always coming here asking for your time.
Yeah. I'm happy to do it.
You from Oakville originally?
Yeah, I grew up in Oakville. I've lived here my whole life. I love living in Oakville. We live like a 10-minute walk from the lake. You have fresh air and nature all around you, which is so nice to just get the family out, go for a walk, that sort of thing. When my husband and I decided to buy a house, we both lived in Oakville our whole lives and we both love it here.
Right.
We were like, why not just buy a house here?
So talk about just like this neighborhood in Oakville, living here and having a business here.
Kerr Village is what it's called, this street here. And it used to be, years and years ago, it was not like the nicest part of Oakville, that's for sure. But over the years, a lot of really great businesses have moved in to make it like a desirable destination. Like we have a really great brunch and breakfast restaurant right next to us that brings a lot of people in, especially on the weekends. There's like a fancy cheese store. There's a bunch of florists. And so it is nice. There's lots of great shops on the street now. So it is like a destination. People will come and they'll hit the bakery, then the cheese shop, and then they'll get brunch, and then they'll go get knickknacks at one of the decor stores.
So very walkable.
Yeah, it's very walkable. And like I said before, it's like 10 minutes to the lake. So if you just keep walking down Kerr Street, you're at the waterfront, which is so beautiful.
Let's talk about products and services. So, I mean, I see cakes up there. I see cookies. Give us kind of an overview of your products.
Yeah. So when we started, I obviously specialized in custom cakes. When we opened the bakery, I was like, we can't just sell custom cakes. We'll have to stock up cupcakes. Like cupcake bakeries were really popular when we opened. We didn't want to just do cupcakes. Really, I just baked what I like to bake. So we don't do anything super fancy or time consuming with a lot of different pieces, like fancy French.
You're not doing Cake Boss level stuff.
That's for the custom cake. So we can get a bit crazy in the custom cakes, but even just for like desserts, if it's like a cake with 10 different fillings and fancy little chocolate toppings and dipped like this. I don't like anything super finicky, if you will. It's just not what I love to do. I just like to make like classic, delicious baked goods like you would make at home, but that someone else has made myself, right? So you don't have to get your kitchen dirty, but you can still come here and get 6 delicious chocolate chip cookies. We call them our crispy chewies.
Oh, sounds...
Yeah, they're really good. You'll get to try some when you leave, I guess. So for products, it just started with the custom cakes, the cupcakes, and the cookies, and then it expanded. Like we've got tons of products now. We make everything in-house from scratch, but we do every day 5 different flavors of cupcakes, and then we have 5 different cookie Sammy flavors. So it's 2 cookies sandwiched around frosting. We have maybe 10 other cookies. We make muffins and loaves, and we do bars and squares. And 3-4 years ago, we started selling soft serve ice cream. So we got a soft serve machine. Cool. So that's really great, especially in the summer. And it pairs really well with our products. So you can do like an ice cream sandwich made with fresh cookies, or a sundae with a cookie on either side of the ice cream. So
sounds
pretty delicious pairing. Yeah.
What would you say is your best seller?
Our best seller is definitely the chocolate chip cookie that I told you about. So it's called our Crispy Chewy. It's crispy and chewy and salty and delicious. It's made with lots of butter, lots of like fine French chocolate, and we sell the most of those every day. We have people that come in every day. We see the same to get 2 cookies or 6 cookies. So it's got a bit of a cult following.
Just going back a little bit to when you first opened, at what point did you and your husband look at this going, oh, this is going to work? Like, we're making a go of this. Was it almost immediate or?
Yeah, it was almost immediate. My husband was working in Toronto, and then his company got sold, so he had some free time. So then he came here and was working here. It was never the plan for him to continue working here for 7 years.
But he is.
Yeah, but he is. Yeah. So
what was his bag? What was he doing in Toronto?
Software.
Okay.
So completely different.
Yeah.
And he actually doesn't even do our website here. I do it because because
so he's taken to the baking.
No, he doesn't bake either. He's strictly customer service and heavy lifting, and he likes to talk, so he'll chit-chat with all the customers, and he still does all the deliveries. So we still do all the deliveries in-house. I appreciate the food app deliveries, but they take such a big piece that I'm not willing to entertain that at the moment when I have Scott who can just pop out and deliver them. So yeah, it's been pretty good. Like, it's our family's only source of income. So we work really hard, and our kids see that. It's nice to make it work and not have to be in an office all day.
Yeah.
We just threw ourselves into it, and we didn't really have a choice other than to make it work.
Especially with both of you
working here. Yeah. We put a lot into it, and we continue to do that. And you got to come up with new ideas to keep things fresh and all that jazz. But I don't regret making the leap and starting a business, because now you think about it, if this is still here in 10, 15 years, my kids can take over or we can expand. And I kind of want to grow this for my family so that we have like a family business. I just love the idea of that. Just everybody working together for the same goal.
Up next, things got off to a very promising start with the Sweetest Thing. But what's about to happen to Erin and Scott's business is anything but sweet. How do they manage? Stay tuned to find out. You're listening to Yes, We Were Open. Erin Nocent began her baking business at home while on mat leave with her first son. When their second child was born, Erin and her husband Scott decided they needed more space for the business and took the leap of faith by opening the Sweetest Thing bakery in Oakville's Kerr Village. Neither had much business experience, but things were going pretty well until they weren't. What happened? Let's find out.
If I were to ask you to think about in the last 7 years, even going back to 2009, Any time where you encountered struggle that maybe even might have threatened to shut you down, what would that have been?
Yeah, like I think I did talk about how COVID ended up being good for us sales-wise. But when it first happened, like you were hearing the rumors, oh, everything's going to shut down for just 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, like, I guess I just tell my staff, like, not to come in. We have to close for 2 weeks. Like, this is our only source of income. It wasn't like there was any advance notice where you could start saving money. And we were pretty brand new at that point. Luckily, they deemed food shops necessary or
essential. Yeah.
Essential is the word. So we were still technically allowed to be open, but it was definitely a struggle because we had no staff. So it went back to just literally me and Scott doing everything. Whereas before I had lots of helping hands around. So we would open in the morning before we had even the online store set up. We would just take phone calls all morning, take orders till a certain time. And then I would turn on the oven, bake everything, ice everything, get everything ready to go. And then in the afternoon, we would deliver everything to like all over Oakville, Burlington, Milton. So that was really hard because A, there was like no end in sight.
Yeah.
B, we had no help, no staff. And it got really busy at times where you're just like looking at all these orders that you had just taken and you're like, somehow I need to like make this happen in an hour and a half and then start driving them everywhere. And then the first holiday came, I think it was Easter. And holidays are really big around here. We do like personalized decorated cookies and special cupcakes and all sorts of like stuff that people have every year at their holidays. So more people then were ordering as they wanted all their Easter treats. And I'm like, literally, I don't know how I can do this all by myself. So it was a lot of late nights. I guess the saving grace was that we decided to just be open 4 days during the week and close for 3 days. It was nice to be closed for 3 days when we were used to working 6 days straight. So it was good and bad. Like it was like, are people going to keep ordering? I don't know. How long is this going to last? I have no idea. When are we going to be allowed to have staff members come back? So for a while there, it was pretty rough.
So at what point were you able to start maybe having people come in to help?
So it was the first part of COVID. One of my staff members, Tiana, she actually lives on my street and her mom's one of my best friends. So she was stuck at home with her mom all day and she had worked at the bakery as an after school and weekend staff member. And I was like, hey, Natalie, do you think Tiana wants to come work at the bakery during the day? She came and joined Scott and I for months on end and it was just the three of us. And even though it was just one more person, it made a world of difference.
Sure.
So she would show up once everything was baked and she would help package everything up, get it all ready to go out. And then she would stay and help me scoop cookies and that sort of thing when Scott was out delivering. So we had just the three of us then for a long time. And then we would finish up the day. We'd order food from somewhere nearby and sit down after just going crazy all day. But then eventually we were allowed to get staff members back.
So before the pandemic, you didn't have an online store?
No, everything was just, you could order in store, over the phone, or just shop in store. So we were doing at first just phone calls. Everybody would call in and order for whatever day. And it just got to be like receipts everywhere. Like it was a bit chaotic. So I was like, okay, our website has an online store function. Let's figure this out. Uploaded everything, took pictures. Like it was a lot of work, obviously, but we still have it now to this day.
So you're still using it?
Yeah. So it's really great because some people don't want to call and talk to a person and order cupcakes. They want to just tap dozen cupcakes, pick up tomorrow, pay online, and that's pretty easy. And so we offer delivery through the online store, or you can choose pick up in store. And through the holidays, we do all of our like specialty holiday items through the online store as well. It just keeps things organized because it prints out with what date it's for, exactly what you're ordering. All the information is there.
Yeah. Now, in terms of new challenges and struggles, after the pandemic, obviously hyperinflation hit a lot of industries. I remember talking to a chocolatier in Banff saying price of sugar tripled. And obviously he had to raise his prices. Sugar is a big part of your inventory here.
The chocolate is the worst. The chocolate just recently has gone, it doubles and then it doubled again and then it doubled again. And then it was hard to get for a while. And obviously we use like very fancy chocolate here for the most part. That has not been ideal. Like what used to be a $150 box of chocolate is now a $400 box of chocolate.
That's huge.
Yeah. Like we're doing the best we can there. We obviously had to raise prices a little bit, but you can only really charge so much for a cookie, right? So we've not raised prices very much at all in the 7 years that we've been here. we're just choosing to try to get volume in. Or
Sure. Did you look at other vendors or other suppliers?
Oh, yeah. Like, I do have several bakery vendors, and one of them, the chocolate prices were crazy. I was like, I got to find a new guy. So I have a different supplier for my chocolate than I do for my flour and sugar, than I do for like my butter and my dairy. So it's a lot of work actually trying to find the best prices on everything, because everything's very expensive now. Like, when we started, you could get butter at the grocery store for $2.88 a pound, and now it's like $7 a pound, or my supplier like $6.50 or something. So that's a crazy increase on butter, and we go through a lot of butter every week. So
in terms of tariffs, how has that affected you, if at all?
Luckily, we haven't been affected by tariffs because we buy everything like so locally. Like the butter's Canadian, flour, sugar is Canadian, the chocolate is French, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't come through the States. Then all of our suppliers are pretty local to us here, so we don't order, I don't think, anything from the States. The main struggle is just like work-life balance. Sure. So I've got 2 kids. They're 9 and 15 now, but there's been a lot of late nights here where it's like I work all day and then I go home, cook dinner, see the kids, and I have to go back to work to finish things, like just until you get the right staffing in place. Right. So there's always times people are going to call in sick or not come into work, and the end of the day, I have to pick up the ball. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. Yeah. So to carve out family time is tricky, because before this year, we would close the bakery whenever we were taking a trip or something. Yeah. This year, I finally had staff in place that could run it in my absence for a couple days. But that was also very stressful because you're up. I was at my brother's cottage and you're just hoping nothing goes wrong, right? Yeah.
It's like leaving your child for the first time.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Is everything okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're not taking any custom orders for these 3 days. And call me if there's anything. Like, just make it go smoothly. And everybody just did a great job.
You mentioned you have another baker now too, right? So that really helped a lot.
Yeah, so that helps a lot too, to have someone else who knows what they're doing. Before, I used to do it all just myself. Sure. And so now I've got Mary, and she's very competent, and she does customers and does baking. So it's nice to have somebody that can do it all as well.
Hi, my name is Mary Sutiangso. I'm one of the daytime managers here and also one of the bakers.
How long have you been working here?
I think about 3 years now.
And what's your favorite part about working here?
Honestly, the people that I work with, everyone's super friendly, super easy to get along with.
Okay, and what's your favorite dessert that you make here?
I feel like I mostly make the muffins, so that's become my favorite thing to make. The blueberry muffins with the brown sugar oats drizzle, that one's really good.
Before we opened, I obviously researched payment processors, and I didn't know anything about what we would need, really. I chose Moneris. I'm not even really sure why. I guess I just like them the best. And the system was really easy to use, and we used it for many years without fail. About 6 months ago or so, we got invited to be part of a new trial for the Moneris Go restaurant. So it's a totally new system, very similar to the one before, but it was nice to be able to put the changes in that we wanted. With the old system, every button on the screen looked the same unless you uploaded your own picture. So I remember one time someone came in, a bigwig at Moneris, and then I showed it to him. He's like, your buttons, they look so great, because I uploaded for every single button a color, a red background, and it would say whatever type of cookie it was. Yeah. And so every item had a different color and the word exactly in big letters so you could see it. He's like, how do you have all these colors? I'm like, oh, I painstakingly did these all myself. So in the new Moneris Go, there's the option to make each button a different color, and you have all the colors in there, which sounds dumb, I know, but when you're scrolling through 5 pages of cookies and cupcakes, you're just like, okay, the oatmeal coconut's blue, the key lime pie bar is green, lemon bar is yellow.
They made that change according to your feedback.
I think it was because of my feedback, because I showed the guy, I was like, you gotta put colors, you gotta make the buttons cute.
Yeah, amazing.
We need to.
That's good. Yeah. That's why you're in the tech trial, right? To help influence what the final product's going to be.
It's been really great. Even the tech support, it's always available within minutes, which is great, especially if you're there's a power outage or something, you need to fix it back up. Yeah. It's been good.
Coming up after the break, we find out what the future holds for the Sweetest Thing. Welcome back to Yes, We Were Open. After overcoming major challenges through hard work and perseverance, Erin and Scott Nocent have kept the Sweetest Thing bakery going strong. But now that the storm has passed, can they finally look to the future with confidence? Let's find out.
What does the future look like for the Sweetest Thing?
Yeah, so we are expanding. We have a second location in the works right now. It's been a lot more work getting it off the ground than we anticipated, but eventually, and within this next year, we'll have a second shop open.
In Oakville?
Not in Oakville. We're opening just nearby in Milton. My husband's been working on that, and that's why I'm really trying to get like a super great team in place here baking as well, so that obviously I can't be in two places at once. That's why we're training Mary up to take over here when I go up there to open that new store.
What's your hope for the future?
I've just started learning to open up the bakery by myself, so we're figuring it out. I don't know if Erin mentioned this is going to be a new location, so maybe I'll be running this one by myself while she's over there.
That's exciting. Yeah, and how do you feel about that prospect?
Nerve-wracking, but exciting for sure.
It's a big undertaking. We're going to call it our flagship location. The kitchen is going to be much bigger. So you saw my kitchen when you got here. Yeah. It's tiny. Literally only one person can fit comfortably baking in there. So this new kitchen is going to be way bigger, like 5 times the size, I want to say. So we'll be able to have more bakers come in and just have more space to produce.
Yeah, it'll be more of an industrial size.
Yeah,
kitchen.
exactly.
Yeah.
The plan is to get like a bigger mixer. And once that second location is open and running, in a perfect world, then there could be maybe like a much smaller third and fourth location, you know, where we're baking things in Milton and bringing it there every day.
It's a central kitchen as opposed to,
So we don't have all those details worked out right now, but that's in the works. And I don't know how we're going to manage having 2 stores, but we're going to figure it out. We're still going to bake on site everywhere, but we'll bring all the...
You have to have the smell in there.
Exactly.
You mentioned your son, 15 years old and first job. Has he shown any interest in continuing the family business?
Yeah, he's very open to learning. He'll help zest lemons and all that jazz, peel hundreds of carrots to make without complaining, which is great. If it was at home, he would maybe complain, but at work, he's happy to. Yeah, exactly. At work, he's happy to get that paycheck. But yeah, he doesn't do a lot of baking. Like I said, the kitchen's so tiny, but he's more of a customer service guy like his dad out front.
It's good. He's learning some entrepreneurial skills.
Yes, exactly.
Looking at what you've done here in the last 7 years at this location, but I can't do the math really quickly in my head, but since 2009, how do you feel?
Like I said earlier before, I've never had a quote-unquote real job where you go to an office every day and sit at a computer. It's just not something that I've ever been interested in doing. So I love coming to work every day. Every day is different. You get to work with your staff members, but they're also your friends. You get to hear about their lives, what they're up to every day, and chit-chat and drink coffee and eat cookies while you're working. And there's a lot of work involved, but it's also pretty rewarding too when people send you a message on Instagram being like, wow, that was the best cookie I ever had. Oh my gosh. Or thank you for making.
Yeah, that's got to be rewarding when you're part of their special days.
Yeah, like, oh, we got our kid's birthday cake. Everybody loved it. Thanks so much. That is pretty rewarding too. Or it'll shout out staff members, Google reviews or whatever. And yeah, we appreciate all that stuff.
Is the Sweetest Thing open?
Yes, we are open.
Perfect.
That's the story of the Sweetest Thing. Listening back to this week's episode, one word comes to mind above all others: resilience. Resilience is defined as the ability to adapt, recover, and keep moving forward in the face of challenges. I can't think of a better word to describe our subjects this week. Erin and Scott's journey embodies that word. When lockdowns threatened their livelihood, they didn't give up. With the Sweetest Thing as their family's only source of income, they doubled down, worked harder, and pushed through. That hard work has truly paid off. Erin's dream is to build a family business that she can one day leave for her kids. And from what I've seen, she has all the right ingredients to make that happen. The future of the Sweetest Thing Bakery looks bright, and yes, it's on the rise. The success will be icing on the cake. All right, no more cake puns, I promise. Yes, We Are Open is a Moneris podcast production. I'd like to thank Mary and Erin for taking the time to share their story. You can learn more about the Sweetest Thing Bakery at thesweetestthing.com. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. For more information about this podcast, visit our site, yeswewereopenpodcast.com. If you'd like to support us, rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If If you're a Canadian small business owner or know of one with an interesting story of perseverance to tell, I'd love to help tell it. You can contact me at podcast@moneris.com. Tune in next week for another story of small business struggle and survival on the Yes We Are Open podcast. I'm Grego. Thank you for listening.